you want to hear some opinions on the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Boy, do I have some opinions on the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. On one hand, this is a tedious show made in the style of pretty much every other show since Gravity Falls and Futurama has proven that a cartoon can be sold on quirkiness alone, and on the other... No, on second thought, yeah, that's pretty much it, really. So, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is another one of those shows that these hungry parasites are making to both prolong their hold on the IP and or use it because of brand recognition. Today's parasite in question is none other than Nickelodeon, the China of Western cartoon animation, up to sending things they don't like into concentration camps for organ harvesting. In their defense, I heard that their previous take at Ninja Turtles was actually pretty decent, but it went roughly the way the 2003 series went, and that it all kinda went to shit after they went into space, but I digress. So, what's wrong with the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Where do I even begin? Well, the first thing that soured my opinion on it was the original brouhaha about April and her skin color. Shit like this, or to be more specific, the response to that, is a sort of a test on how much these changes are a part of the show's marketing. A cheap and dirty tactic akin to a school child imitating sickness to skip a few days of school. But then I actually started watching the show. For starters, all of the turtles start as functionally identical to each other. They all are just these goofy teenagers that shoot one-liners and go cross-eyed. But then as the show progresses, we see that Leonardo is a self-absorbed and arrogant bastard. Raphael is now a leader of the team that nobody takes seriously and is also portrayed as kind-hearted, dumb, and having Leo do a lot of the thinking behind the scenes. Michelangelo is the street artiste with a kind heart that does most of the goofy shit across 12 episodes, and Donatello is a straight man tech nerd who makes most of the tech. April O'Neil is just your stereotypical strong, independent black woman depiction that talks with just the right amount of ebonics that it doesn't sound overtly threatening, is capable of beating 4 turtles single-handedly, and was seen about 5 times throughout 12 episodes, with the only things worth noting is that these episodes were the only time I had fun with the show, and her running gag is that she can't hold on to a job to save her life. Splinter is a fat rat with a comical Asian accent that does nothing but watch TV ads all day. He mostly refers to his sons via their colors, and there is an episode where he stole Donatello's car and allies himself with a dangerous villain to run away from his sons because he was afraid that Donatello will rig his TV to only show educational channels. You may think, well, that's not that different from the Turtles I remember. It's not like they were ever really well-defined characters other than some core traits, and that's kind of my problem with it. What little it changes is inconsequential, but it also clashes with the modern humor of the show. Besides the gross-outs like a joke about Michelangelo breastfeeding or jokes like "a ship is coming paper," other jokes just come as unnecessarily cruel to the point where it comes out as if the characters barely tolerate one another and are only close together because they don't really have much of a choice, like a divorced couple forced to live in the same flat because the rent's cheaper that way. The music and the graphics aren't the worst thing I've seen. There is definitely effort put into it, but I can't in good faith describe it as anything but average. The first thing you'll see in the show is this cool looking opening that is done in one shot. Its role is to ease you to the actual graphical quality of the show, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong here, it just has some fun stuff like lips not moving attack with the voice acting, or the layers fucking up, or, and that's my most hated thing, check this shit out, the repeating graphical jokes that not only are reused, but they're also reused exactly the same way. All the time! In other words, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is everything that I hate about the modern Western cartoon industry. Many of these elements bleed into the regular movies and TV shows as well, like the stupid jokes. Leaving my disdain towards the show's comedy and character portrayals aside, it is an ultimately boring and unimaginative piece of media that does everything by the numbers, using the skin of a popular franchise to appeal to more people, all while assaulting their retinas with meaningless colors and noises, making the process of watching it feel roughly similar to trying to have gay sex for the first time at a disco party, while being high on mescaline.